Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of COVE Tenant Talks. I'm your host, Kyle Burton, the Tenant Engagement Manager here at COVE, the Center for Ocean Ventures and Entrepreneurship. You might notice we're doing things a little bit differently this time around. You're able to watch live on your favorite platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. So if you want to engage with our guest today, ask questions, add comments, and engage with the audience, please feel free to drop your comments and your questions in the spaces below. And looking forward to a lively discussion today. Today I'm joined by Marie MacCormick. She's with SEATAC. I'm very pleased to welcome Marie. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Kyle.
So we tried this last time and it didn't work this time. Things seem to be going much smoother. So I'm really looking forward to our discussion today.
Me
Perfect.
too.
So, Marie, you're with SEATAC, and perhaps we can jump right into your presentation and learn more about what you're up to and what the program is.
Sure. Thanks, Kyle. I have a presentation here, so I'll just run through it, and we'll have time for questions at the end. Okay. So, right, SEATAC, it's new. This is our new look, and our tagline: Advancing Ocean Innovation. So SEATAC is a program within NSCC, and I'm the program director, and I started in December and have been working on building SEATAC since then. So I'll run you through some details about that. And so this is what I'm going to talk about. First of all, what is a Technology Access Center? Then I'll get into SEATAC itself. I'll show you a couple of our recent projects we've done, and then I'll explain how you can work with us. So this is me, just an intro from me. And I'd just like to explain why I was interested in this job. And it's because of the experience I had in the ocean technology sector. I graduated from mechanical engineering at Dalhousie. And then after that, I joined a small company here in Halifax that did underwater inspection work. And in that job, I had opportunities to travel a lot, to develop new products, new technology products, go offshore, test them out, crunch data, write reports, and really get close to clients in the oil and gas industry. And I was with that company for about 6 years. And over that time, I'd say I had a pretty exciting experience. And I'd like to see more of those jobs created in Halifax for Atlantic Canadians and for new grads. And I think SEATAC is in a great position to help companies grow and create more of those jobs. And so that's really why SEATAC exists, is to help companies become more competitive and strengthen our ocean technology sector. So first, what is a TAC? Currently, we have about, I think, 47 TACs spread out across Canada. They are all kind of embedded within colleges. You may have heard of Canada's Smartest Kitchen. That's a TAC that is located in PEI, and they concentrate on food. And so that's the way it works. Each TAC tends to have a certain focus area. Our focus is ocean tech. And as we build the team and get to know the market more, we'll become even more focused. So the program is funded by NSERC. We also have contributions from COVE and from Thales. And we're part of this network called Technology Access Canada. And they help us make sure we're helping companies. We get together and share ideas so that we can take on one another's best practices. And SEATAC. So SEATAC is really here, like I said, to help companies grow, to help them become more competitive and help this industry get stronger. And really, I'm optimistic about it. I think there's a huge opportunity here. We can compete globally, and SEATAC is here to help us do that. So just like other TACs, we exist to provide access to cutting edge technology, equipment, talent, and expertise that otherwise companies might not be able to access. And so we're able to leverage infrastructure that we already have at NSCC. We have a really strong team of researchers in the Applied Research group. And on top of that, we have a variety of skills and expertise within the rest of the college. So spread out across the province, really. And our goal is really to be easy to work with, to know what it's like in the oceans. We know that it's different. I've worked offshore. Sometimes you only get one chance to collect the data you need or to do the job you're trying to do, and often you have the whole boat of people waiting on you. And so it's important to know how that works and to design your product or your service in a way that fits that environment. And so currently, this is what we are focused on. Like I said, SEATAC is new, so we're building the team and getting to know the market. And you may have seen there's a job posting right now for a business development lead for SEATAC. So part of what that role will be doing is getting to know the ocean technology market and looking for projects that we can do that will really fill those gaps in the marketplace and help us grow the ocean technology sector. But today, some of the services we already are offering are mechanical and electrical design and building, prototyping, 3D printing. We have a variety of 3D printers. We have a metal printer, a couple of different plastic printers, and even a plaster printer that prints in color. And we've already done a bit of data analytics and communications type projects. And we're not limited because we have that ability to collaborate with other groups within the college. Really, we have lots of options there. So I'm going to run through just a couple of projects we've done recently. The first one was for a company called EOceans. They have an app that they're using to crowdsource ocean observation data around the world. And they were looking for a way to demonstrate the uptake of their app and in a way that would grow with their app over time. So we helped them with create this map visualization, and it shows where the observations occurred. And you're seeing a static image here, but actually what we built for them is it changes over time. So it shows how the observations are changing over time. And here's another one we did. It was a 3D print that we did on our plaster 3D printer. And first we did a stress analysis of this chain link 3D model. It was done for Oneonone Marine, and that's a big part of their business is that they do underwater mooring surveys. And they take measurements, they build 3D models of things like chain links, and then they use that information to help companies decide whether or not it's time to repair or replace their infrastructure. And so we did this stress analysis, and then we printed the link to show where that stress analysis, or where the stress points are. And so for Oneonone, this is really something they can use as a conversation starter. It helps them market what they do. So both of these were fairly small projects. They were done through a grant we have available that is only available to TACs, which is called a TAC Interactive Visit. So how can you work with SEATAC? You can approach us, you can get in touch with me, and we can talk about projects you'd like to do. And one thing that I will go through is how this interactive visit works, because it can be a really great way to get started. It's provided through Tech Access Canada, and what it does is that for a small fee for $250, it gives you access to 20 hours of either expertise or equipment or access to what we can do for you. And it's available to IRAP clients. You need to be referred by your ITA. If you don't have an ITA yet, we can get you set up and get your request processed through IRAP. And really what it's great for is scoping out projects. So often we'll have companies come to us with an idea or a big project, but they don't really know yet what the steps will look like or exactly what the requirements are. And so this interactive visit is a really great way for us to take the time to do some consulting, really plan the project well and make sure that we're prepared to deliver what you're looking for, and also to make recommendations about next steps. So that's one way you can use the interactive visit. The other ways are, for example, if you're looking for just support to source new technology, if we have the expertise to help you with that, you could use one of these interactive visits, and one of our researchers could work with you to give you advice and help you figure that out. Maybe also you might have an R&D team that's working on something and runs into a roadblock and could use some outside support. That's another time you could come to us and take advantage of this interactive visit to address that challenge. We can help you along, get past that kind of roadblock so that you can continue on with your project. And on top of that, it's really flexible. So you can really use it for whatever you want. You could come use it just to access our equipment and facilities. So how to access that? You would, first of all, if you have an ITA, you can talk to your ITA and get a referral. You can also come to us first, which is often a good idea because we can have kind of an initial discussion about what you're looking for, and then make sure that the request you put through the system is the request we should pursue. And I can help you navigate that process. So you can get in touch with me, and soon you'll be able to get in touch with our new business development lead. So after that, just some clarity on what happens is that you would submit your request. We would provide a statement of work. Then you would make the payment, and then we can get going on the project. And that's just one way you can work with us. You can also just approach us with any project, and you can pay. It can be for fee, direct payment, or we're also able to access various grants. So that's my summary of SEATAC, and so my details are there as well, and I'm happy to answer any questions that are out there.
Thanks, Marie. That was fantastic. And I just have a quick question of my own. Obviously, site visits are a little tougher now because of restrictions and things like that. Has that changed any of the interactions you may have with potential clients?
It has. Certainly, we were shut down for quite a while and we weren't accessing facilities, but now we're starting to open back up so that we have access to the labs. It doesn't prevent us from doing any work, but any work we do with clients, we would really do online. So if there's a need to be on site, we can look into that. But for the most part, we try to maintain our social distancing and work virtually.
Perfect. So we did have a comment come through Facebook. So let me just throw this up here. So it actually came from one of our staff members, Leslie. She asked if there was an integrated learning model used between students and industry through SEATAC.
There is, and that is really that there are typically, well, there will always be interns employed with SEATAC. The work itself is being done by experienced, professional people. But we are very interested in creating that link with students and industry, and training students so that they're ready to join companies after they do an internship with us. So it's actually part of the model, because if a company were to do a big or even a small project with us, they would have that option to consider hiring that person at the end of the project or at the end of that person's internship. And so we're definitely aware of that and trying to create a lot of links and opportunities for students.
That's really interesting. They can get very hands-on and get involved in those projects, regardless of the size, which I think is pretty important.
Yeah.
Let's assume that your new hire, your business development lead, is watching this this broadcast. Can you give us a little bit of a sense of what that role may look like? What type of person you're looking for, but kind of what business development looks like for SEATAC?
Yeah. Well, really, in this role, I'm looking for someone who has technical skills, technical sales experience. Sorry, this should be hopefully somebody who's been out in the ocean industry, understands the market, understands the companies that we have in this region, and is good at facilitating technical conversations. So it should be someone who's really comfortable having an in-depth conversation about a research and development project, and also liaising with our technical team. So this person's really there to bridge the gap between the technical side and the business side, and be in a position to help companies plan their projects and grow. Yeah, so I'm really looking for someone who has those technical skills, who is interested in joining a new program and helping build something new. So a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit, and who's generally enthused about the ocean industry.
That's exciting. Hopefully, you find your hire while watching this broadcast. That'd be a nice little success story. So ideally, what's an ideal project look like to SEATAC? Is there like a requirements that you kind of want to check these boxes to fulfill the team's mandate and make some excitement within the team?
Yeah, I would say the ideal project, maybe I'll split it into two categories, because the first one is really that we can do small service type projects. If you need a metal 3D print done, you can come to us, we can print that. We also, because we have this ability to tap into the skills in other parts of the college, currently we have already a mechanical design engineer on staff. And so if you have, for example, a project that requires mechanical design and building, but maybe it also has like a sensor that requires GIS capabilities, we're in a great position to collaborate with other parts of the college and bring that whole project together. So that's the first one. It's kind of the service model. And then the second ideal project is one that really enables us to help the industry grow. So if there's, for example, a new market, a new type of technology or a new service that a company just isn't able to invest in independently because maybe it's too cutting edge, it's too high risk, we're in a great position to support that kind of development. So we really want to do that, to help build new markets, to help companies create, like grow. And so I would say definitely if there's something new out there that the market's not big enough yet to support the full investment, we're in a position potentially to support that kind of work.
The makeup of the companies, do you think it will be primarily startup companies that may not have the actual resources in-house to do that yet? Or do you see an interesting mix of kind of larger companies as well?
TACs are really intended to work for small and medium-sized companies. That said, a medium-sized company, I think, is defined up to 500 employees. And so we're pretty flexible. I expect that we're working with a variety of sizes of companies. One of the appealing things that we offer for smaller companies is that because we have technical skills on our team, it means you can kind of tap into those skills almost on an as needed basis rather than hiring someone full time. So if a small company doesn't have the resources to hire like a full time, I'm just going to leave it general, technical person, and they find often that hiring someone who's moonlighting is not always that reliable. Going through us is a nice way to make sure that we keep that work going, that we're here when you need us, that we're working in a professional, reliable way, and because we don't keep IP, it's really a nice option for like this kind of work.
100%, I agree. Just a quick question kind of on the development of the two projects that you highlighted. Were those kind of, did they come to you? Did you go to them and kind of create the lead? Just thinking of how companies can traditionally get engaged.
Yeah, those were two that we did in March, so it's pretty early on, and I got in touch with them because they were companies I was familiar with. However, any company can reach out to me. We currently have a landing page on the NSCC website. Our full-blown website is coming, and our LinkedIn page also. We just got it rolling, so you could reach us through LinkedIn as well. Yeah.
Awesome. I think it's a good place to send people, and hopefully we see some interesting projects on our next update that we can share with the larger group here at COVE, and I think probably engaging with some of those tenants that are here as well.
Yeah, I should have added that currently we're working kind of partly socially distanced, but sometimes working out of COVE. So you can find us there, particularly on Mondays. So feel free to stop by and find us on Mondays.
So I am seeing one more question come in here about, you mentioned a lot of kind of one-on-one interactions. So maybe one company interacting with SEATAC. Is there a possibility that maybe 2 or 3 companies with different capabilities could work together on a project with SEATAC?
Certainly. Yeah, I think there's especially opportunity there when maybe there's a need for a piece of equipment or a particular service that SEATAC could fill. Absolutely. If there are more partners involved, it makes it even easier to get that going. Maybe not easier in terms of setup, but clearly the business case is there.
Awesome. So I don't see any more questions coming in. I know it's a beautiful day and everyone wants to get back to that nice sunshine. So I don't know if you want to depart with any final words, but feel free to do so.
Okay, well, thanks, Kyle. This was a great opportunity to speak. So thanks very much. And just to anyone out there who thinks of a question later, feel free to get in touch.
Awesome. Thanks, Marie. And so actually, we're doing another episode of Tenant Talks back on our regular Tuesday intervals, joined by Alistair Trower of Ingenuity. So very much looking forward to that. I know they've been up to a lot of cool stuff around throughout the COVID situation, and we're meeting on Tuesday, the 18th at 1 p.m. So. Again, thank you, Marie. This has been a lot of fun. I think it introduced a lot of people to the SEATAC brand, and I really like the new stuff you guys did with the graphic design. Very nice, and gives people a better opportunity to understand exactly what the program is and how they can get involved. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.